Do you believe that sometimes a seemingly tiny moment can be a gateway to destiny? Just one click on this video, and you didn't just choose to watch, you chose to enter. And yes, from the very moment you pressed play, a certain frequency began to gently brush against your soul. Not everyone can feel it, only those standing at the edge of true awakening. You might not even know why you stopped here, but deep within, something is whispering that this moment isn't random, that something is about to change forever the way you view luck, the universe, and even yourself. Have you ever felt like, no matter how hard you try, something always seems to be missing, as if good fortune is always just half a step away? You're smart enough, kind enough, hard-working enough, and yet, luck seems to slip through your fingers. It's as though something invisible, yet undeniably real, is standing in your way, and you can't name it. But today, maybe you'll begin to understand that thing isn't a lack of effort. It's a signal that's out of sync. A subtle misalignment, caused by something you've probably never considered. The colors you wear, the frequencies you tune into, and the energy you've been unconsciously sending out. Dear Sagittarius, if you can hear me right now, know this. This is not a message for the masses. This is a soul rendezvous for those ready to steer fate in a new direction. Because starting next week, a surge of powerful cosmic energy will begin to shift, and only those who are aware, who listen inwardly, will be able to tap into this magical current. And to do that, you'll need to be brave enough to look again. Could the smallest things around you be dimming your inner light? If you've ever felt like you missed something important because of a single, seemingly insignificant choice, this is your message from the universe. A message encoded in frequency, color, and the celestial cycles moving at this very moment. And I'm not here to lecture. I'm just someone gently knocking on your heart, whispering, listen closely because what's coming will not repeat. I am, and if you feel this vibration is meant for you, leave a sign for the universe. Write in the comments below, I won't miss this week's lucky color. That's the first signal you send out to unlock a new frequency. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because the next messages will only reach those truly ready to walk this path to the end. Now, maybe it's time to make yourself a warm cup of tea or coffee. Sit down, relax your shoulders, and let me tell you a story. No more than that, a journey. One that, if you're willing to take it, could completely transform the next 12 years of your life. Let's begin. 1. Opening the energy portal when you clicked this video. Have you ever felt like there are moments that seem so small, so ordinary, yet your heart quietly trembles, as if an invisible hand gently taps your mind and whispers, it's time. Are you ready? It's like walking past an old wooden door by chance, and while no one else notices, your soul lets out a soft sigh because it knows you've just stepped into a different space. This space where you're sitting, where you're listening, isn't just a video. It's a crossroads, a threshold that only those approaching a new energetic frequency can truly feel. The very moment you allowed yourself to pause here, something began. Gentle as a breath, but deep as a vortex. And it doesn't come to everyone. Only to those carrying a quiet yearning, a sense that they weren't born just to live a life on repeat, but to seek something sacred, higher, and more radiant. If you're still here, still listening, it means you're one of the rare few who've been called by that frequency. You know, life can be so loud, so fast, so chaotic. But sometimes, the universe whispers, not through thunder, but through the subtlest signs, like a piece of music in a video, a word you stumble upon, or simply a feeling that says, I need to stop and listen to this all the way through. And when your soul silently nods to that invitation, a gate begins to open. Not made of metal, not of light, but of energy, a portal that only the awakened can step through. That portal doesn't lead to a particular place. It leads you back to a deeper version of yourself, a version that no longer lives by habit, but by conscious choice. And the very moment you choose something different, like staying to watch this video all the way through, that's when you begin to turn away from your old fate. Maybe you've missed something in life that you couldn't explain, an opportunity that slipped through your fingers, a person who slowly drifted away, a dream you thought you held, vanishing without a trace. And maybe you've asked yourself, why? Today, you may begin to find your answer. Because sometimes, destiny doesn't change with massive effort, but with a tiny shift in the frequency we emit. Even something as simple as the color of the clothes you wear can be a message to the universe. Am I ready or not yet? I'm not here to teach you anything. I'm simply a traveler, sharing a journey I once walked. A journey where I too was blocked by small, silent things, until I began to listen to the invisible call, and everything began to change. And you, the one listening now, you're standing at that edge too, between who you've been and who you can become. If these words are softly touching your mind, if you feel this isn't just watching a video, but being called by name, then acknowledge that moment with a small action. Leave a comment below saying, "I've stepped through the energy portal." It's not just a phrase. It's a milestone, a quiet vow between you and yourself. A vow that today you chose to awaken. And if you've stepped into this space, then don't turn away. Because what awaits you next will change the way you see colors forever. Now, I invite you to take a deep breath. Relax. Notice what you're feeling in your body. And when you're ready, we'll step into the next part, where the planets are redrawing the map of your destiny, and where a single small decision may either open or quietly close the door to your next 12 years of prosperity. 2. The astral cycle. Pluto in opposition, and the sun illuminates your inner shadows. You see, sometimes an astrological cycle isn't just about the planets moving through space. It's a knot in your destiny, a hidden map. And if you take the wrong turn, you could be sealed into a loop that echoes throughout the year ahead. Next week, one of the most intense cosmic confrontations will unfold. Pluto, the planet of destruction and rebirth, will directly oppose your internal frequency. And the sun, the symbol of truth, essence, and revelation, will shine a blinding light into the darkest corners of your being. Pluto, whose orbit is longer than any other in our solar system, moved into Aquarius in 2023, ushering in an era of transformation tied to collective power, ideologies, and social evolution that will extend through 2043. Since early May, Pluto has been in retrograde, spiraling you back through the past, asking you to re-examine inner cracks and unresolved wounds, all in preparation for what's coming. And now, in this exact moment in the week ahead, the sun will oppose Pluto at full strength, standing in Leo, staring directly across the sky at Aquarius. This is where you meet your crossroads. Personal power versus collective transformation. But this isn't just a routine cosmic face-off. It's a defining challenge, a demand to redefine yourself. Pluto wants to tear apart old identities. The sun insists that you shine a light on the truths you've been hiding. And if you choose wrongly, perhaps unconsciously, like wearing a color that sends off the wrong frequency, or thinking a thought rooted in fear, or speaking a word out of alignment, you may find that the gates of fortune, love, or abundance quietly close on you for the rest of 2025. No drama, no thunderclaps. Just a gentle but powerful mismatch of energy. A single misfired signal is enough to send your timeline down a road that looks safe, but is ultimately stagnant. The feeling I want you to recognize is this. This is not an ordinary week. This is a once-in-a-lifetime alignment, a personal historic window. Opportunities will appear and disappear in complete silence. which is why I'm urging you, this is not a time for going with the flow. This is a time for intention. To choose your colors, to choose your thoughts, to choose your actions, as if you're decoding a secret message from the universe. Right now, Pluto may not seem like it's affecting you, but energetically, it's digging into the shadows you've spent years trying to suppress. It's shattering old habits, outdated beliefs, and bonds with people or things that no longer deserve your energy. And as Pluto opposes the sun, you'll begin to see your own light, reflected by the shadows you've sealed away. Picture yourself at a crossroads. To the right, the familiar path, safe, predictable. To the left, a road bathed in light. But to get there, you must walk through the dark. It would be easy, even unconscious, to wear light blue, grey, or black this week. But those colors might dampen your signal. They may subtly pull you back into the unconscious version of your life you've been trying to grow out of. But if you're awake enough to recognize the signs, you can choose a color that aligns with your true frequency, a shade that opens the energy portal and ignites clarity, prosperity, and bold new opportunities. This isn't a threat. This is a responsible whisper from the universe. If you choose well, you won't just survive the week. You'll activate a new cycle for your life. So if you're ready to keep going, prepare your heart and your spirit for what's next. Because we're about to decode the language of color, and you'll soon understand why color isn't just color. It's frequency. It's a signal. It's the direction your soul is trying to take. 3. Small decisions, like the colors you wear, are where the universe hides the codes of destiny. You see, the universe never speaks in words. It doesn't shout, "Pay attention." Instead, it whispers through signs so subtle that if you're rushing through life, you'll miss them entirely. It could be the color of the shirt you wore on an important day, a sentence you blurted out in confusion, or a fleeting emotion you didn't think twice about. But hidden in these tiny moments are the codes of your destiny. Delicate, intricate messages, and if you can read them, you just might reroute your entire future. This week, a rare energetic window is opening, formed by the current angles between Pluto, retrograde Venus, and Neptune. Pluto, planet of death and rebirth, is quietly spinning backward, pulling you back into old pain, unhealed corners of the soul. Venus, also in retrograde, is asking, do you truly understand your own worth? And Neptune, the god of dreams, is gently dissolving boundaries, blurring what's real and what's illusion. Only those who are sensitive enough, awake enough, will recognize every small action you take now is rewriting the code of your fate. You may have thought color was just personal taste, a random decision. But no, the colors you wear each day are frequencies you emit, unspoken messages sent into the energy field surrounding the earth. When you choose the right color, the universe hears you. When you choose the wrong one, it hears that too. And sometimes, it turns away. Think back to the days you felt heavy, unmotivated, like everything was falling apart for no reason. What color were you wearing? What words did you say? What thoughts were looping in your mind at that moment? Now think about a day when you felt effortlessly lifted, as if everything was flowing, and people looked at you with unexpected warmth. Do you remember what you were wearing? That wasn't random. That was resonance. A harmony between the frequency you chose and the cosmic currents swirling around you. Never underestimate small choices. Pluto doesn't destroy with storms. It erodes you slowly, silently, until you don't even realize you've closed your own gates to destiny, just by living in unconscious habit. Venus doesn't test you with obvious failure, but by repeating scenarios where you always feel like you're not enough. Neptune doesn't mislead you with darkness, but with too much light. Light so hazy that truth and illusion become indistinguishable. And in that fog, color becomes the beacon. Every color you choose is a voice. Not an outer voice, but a whisper from your soul sent upward into the universe. And when the universe is truly listening, as it is during this planetary alignment, you must be even more intentional, because just a slight misalignment in frequency could cause you to miss the opportunity you've waited your whole life for. So I ask you, will you continue living on autopilot? Or will you start living with awareness? Awareness of every color you wear, every thought you allow to stay, every emotion you choose to feel? If you feel these words are touching something deep inside, leave a small vow in the comments. Write it down as a sign to the universe that you've awakened and that you're ready to choose consciously. Leave a comment that says, "I choose the right lucky color." Just one sentence, but if written with intention and heart, it becomes the key to unlocking your highest frequency. And if you've written it already, stay with me, because what comes next is where I'll reveal the colors that can unlock your path to abundance, and the ones that may seem harmless, but are silently blocking your destiny. 4. Color is a frequency tool, not a magical force. There's something we need to make clear. Color is not magic. It's not some mystical talisman that will change your life the moment you wear it. It doesn't have power on its own. Color, in truth, is simply a tool, a subtle, sophisticated tool that helps you tune your own frequency and align it with the rhythm of the universe. In Buddhist philosophy, there's a simple, yet profound saying, "The mind creates phenomena." This means everything you experience, your fears, your repeated patterns, even your luck or misfortunes, are all the results of the energy waves you live in. And it all begins with the smallest of thoughts. A fleeting idea, a single choice, an emotion you dismiss as nothing. Yet every one of these is recorded and transmitted as signals the universe listens to without missing a beat. So when you choose a color to wear, you're not just choosing an appearance. You're choosing the frequency you send out. Color doesn't pray for you. It doesn't take action for you. But it acts like a channel, a wave carrier, helping you fine-tune your mind to the right cosmic melody. Just like a radio only produces clear sound when it's dialed to the correct frequency. For example, if inside you are chaotic, anxious, and fearful, then even if you wear yellow, the color of confidence and success, you won't receive the effect you expect. Because color doesn't create miracles. Only you, the one who chooses color with awareness and genuine vibration, can create that miracle. Awakening isn't in the fabric. It's in how you regard the color, as a sacred ritual, as a declaration that says, "I have chosen the right frequency, I have chosen myself." And the moment you step outside wearing a color selected with full awareness, you've already stepped into a new stream of energy. Just like in meditation, every breath you take is not just air, it's karma in motion. In the same way, every color you wear is not just fashion, it's the physical manifestation of the spiritual frequency you decide to merge with. Someone who is still asleep will see color as part of style, but someone who has heard the calling knows. This is a silent code of communication between their soul and the energy fields spinning around this planet. You don't need to master astrology. You don't need to memorize star charts or track every retrograde. You only need to start with something simple, choosing color with consciousness. And if you've read this far, it means your soul is remembering. Remembering that you've always known this, but the noise of the world made you forget. From now on, you won't choose clothes for fashion or habit anymore. You'll choose by intuition, by the rhythm of your heart, by the subtle vibration you feel deep within. In that moment, you're no longer someone wearing a color. You are transmitting waves. You are sending signals. You are telling the universe, "I am ready." So, if you feel your heart softening, your mind opening, leave a small vow below like a mantra to begin your new cycle. I choose color through awakened frequency. Write it down not for the universe to read, but for you to read back, to see that today you have become the architect of your destiny's flow. From one small detail, but one powerful enough to reach the highest vibrations of this vast universe. Stay with me, because next I'll share something fascinating. There are colors astrologers call beacons of abundance, and there are colors that seem harmless, but silently lock away your opportunities. We'll decode this step by step in the next part. 5. Color and karma. In Buddhist wisdom, every shade is a spiritual signal. There are some truths you won't believe until you've lost something. Like the idea that a single color, something seemingly harmless and lifeless, could be the very reason a door of destiny quietly closed, and you never even knew why. But if you've ever looked back at a moment that slipped away, an opportunity, an invitation, a glance you were waiting for, and suddenly remembered that on that day, something inside you felt off, then you already understand. Color is not just color. It is a spiritual signal, a whisper from karma. In Buddhist philosophy, karma is not punishment. Karma is result, the subtle consequence of every choice, every thought, every vibration you release into space. And if you believe the universe runs on frequency, then you'll understand. Color is one of the simplest, yet most powerful channels through which karma reflects and responds. Have you ever worn black on a day you were meant to shine? Chosen gray just as you were stepping into a new opportunity? Hid behind a cold, pale blue during a fateful meeting? No one is judging you. But karma still takes note, not to punish, but to gently remind, you're off frequency. Wah. Nostradamus, the great Western prophet, once said, "There will be souls born with flaming arrows, destined to light the way through darkness, yet always tested by distraction." He was speaking of Sagittarius, the zodiac sign lit by faith, vision, and the eternal fire of spiritual knowledge. But that light isn't handed to you. It only burns when you rise above the haze, the emotional confusion, the unconscious choices, the small slips we all dismiss as unimportant. Sagittarius, you were not born to live in neutrality. Your soul carries a burning arrow meant to pierce through the night. But to do that, you cannot clothe yourself in colors that dim your fire. Every color you choose is a frequency layer, either feeding your light or silently draining it. Each one is a soft karma, an energetic message you send out into the universe, unlocking silent blessings, or sealing shut a door you may never realize existed. Those who have lost what was once meant for them understand this more than anyone. Because awakening rarely comes from success, it often comes from loss. And in those painful moments, some look back and realize it all began with something small, a shift in state, a wrong frequency color, an emotion left unprocessed. Every single day is a chance to choose your karma again. And color is the first signal you can shift with ease. You don't need rituals. You don't need the perfect planetary alignment. You just need to choose with awareness, knowing that the color I wear today is the message I send to the universe about who I am. And the universe always answers on the same frequency. So if you're still reading, and something in you is quietly awakening, make a small promise to yourself. Don't let this pass as just another video. Let color become your silent vow, a sacred signal sent to a higher realm. And you can begin with one simple phrase, as powerful as a mantra: I choose the right color to nourish my light. Write it down. To remember, to commit, to let the light inside you know you are still choosing to fight for it. And now, we're about to step into the most vibrational space of all, where the 3 frequency unlocking colors of the week will be revealed. And if you're ready, I won't just tell you what to wear. I'll tell you why these colors are calling your name right now. Get ready. We're about to touch the deepest vibration within your astrological blueprint. 6. The 3 core colors that unlock prosperity and awaken your higher self. Now that we've passed through the initial veil of illusion, you've arrived at the moment of true activation, where 3 specific colors are not random choices, but precise frequencies you're being called to wear in order to align with your destiny in 2025. 1. Ash lavender. the Jupiterian shade of inner expansion. This isn't just a soft, elegant violet. It is the vibrational glow of Jupiter, the planet of expansion, elevation, and spiritual wisdom. When Pluto stands in opposition, you're entering a cycle of deep rebirth, one that requires surrendering your old ego. Ash lavender resonates perfectly with this Pluto energy, embodying maturity through hardship and serenity after the storm. In Buddhist thought, it reflects the color of deep introspection, inner stillness amidst external chaos. When you wear this hue, you're sending out a signal. I'm ready to release the old, and let Jupiter breathe into me a new current of intuition, luck, and illumination. 2. Soft metallic gold, the retrograde radiance of Venus. Gold is no longer about loud luxury or shine. This is subtle gold, a sacred light refined through challenge, a kind of inner royalty that can only be accessed by knowing your true worth. Venus is now in retrograde, not withdrawing her light, but inviting you to redefine what worth means to you. Wearing soft gold is a declaration. I understand my value, and I no longer let the world mislabel me. In Buddhist philosophy, this is the glow of enlightenment, the clarity that sees through illusions of status and superficial desire. When you wear this color, you're not just putting on gold, you're embodying conviction, self-knowledge, and a value that cannot be shaken by outside opinion. 3. Misty ivory, the whisper of Neptune. Neptune is always a question mark, dreamlike, intuitive, sometimes deceptive. Misty ivory isn't as sharp as pure white, nor as cold as grey. It sits in the in-between where light meets shadow, where reality kisses the edge of dreams. As Neptune touches Sagittarius, this color rises like a whisper asking, "Are you still enough to hear the truth?" Misty ivory filters out illusions and brings you closer to your true intuition. In Buddhist thought, this represents the state of non-self where ego dissolves, and you become a quiet receiver of divine signals, no longer driven by the stories your mind creates. These colors are not chosen by accident. Renowned astrological sources like Hello Astrologer, Free Daily Horoscope, and Anytime Astro have all confirmed that lavender, purple, gold, yellow, and ivory, pearl tones are the lucky colors, specifically aligned for Sagittarius in 2025. They support Jupiter's guidance, enhance intuition, unlock higher insight, and nurture your spiritual path. What makes this even more powerful is that when you wear one of these 3 colors during a week where Pluto is in opposition, Venus is in retrograde, and Neptune is stirring deeply, you're not just changing how you look, you're transmitting an optimized frequency, resonating from your truest inner self. And if you truly wish to awaken the luck that's been waiting for your signal, leave this declaration in the comments below. I wear the lucky frequency color. It's just one sentence, but if your heart resonates as you write it, it becomes more than a comment. It becomes a vow of energy sent to the universe that today you chose a new road for yourself. And if you've already written it, don't move. Because in the next part, you'll discover the truth. There are colors that seem harmless, but are quietly sealing off your luck. And I'll show you how to avoid them by choosing frequencies that are in deep conscious alignment with your essence. 7. 3 colors you must strongly avoid in the coming week. So now, you've seen the full spectrum of colors that activate your luck. But alongside those vibrant, supportive shades, there are others seemingly harmless that could silently interfere with your frequency of fortune in the week ahead. These are the 3 colors you should not wear if you wish to keep the flow of abundance, love, and intuition open and uninterrupted. 1. Blue, the color of coldness and isolation. Blue, especially soft or pale tones, is often considered an opposing color to Jupiter, the ruling planet of Sagittarius. It carries an energy of detachment, distance, and emotional coolness. It subtly pulls you inward and away from others, which goes against your natural Sagittarius essence. Open-hearted, expressive, adventurous, and deeply wired for connection. When you wear blue on significant days, your energy can become frozen. Opportunities may pass you by, and your sense of luck may feel muted or dull. 2. Black, the color that absorbs light and drains energy. Black is often linked to stillness or introspection, but for Sagittarius, it's a color that dims the inner flame. Black is known to absorb energy, and in your case, it can weaken the optimism that is core to your vitality. During a highly sensitive, energetic week, black may trigger a cascade of delays. You might find yourself hesitant when decisiveness is needed, whether it's a job interview, a funding pitch, or the moment you're waiting for doesn't quite land. This color can slow your thoughts and actions, making everything feel heavier and more difficult to move through. 3. Gray, per Pascal Le Gray, the color of diminished inner clarity. At first glance, gray may seem neutral or safe, but light gray or soft stone hues often represent a kind of frequency dullness. It dampens Sagittarius's radiant creativity and extroverted drive, muting your inner sharpness and intuitive edge, the very qualities you'll need most to sense and seize new opportunities. In the week ahead, when you're meant to stand out and strengthen connections, avoid pale gray at all costs. It's like wearing an invisible shield that muffles your magnetic signal to luck. As you can see, these 3 colors are not just unflattering, they are subtle energy blocks that can quietly close the doors you've worked hard to open. And as someone who is intuitive and always seeking growth, you already know, color selection isn't about fashion, it's frequency setting, it's energetic coding, it's a silent declaration to the universe about who you are today. Did you wear one of these colors in the past week? If there was a day you suddenly lost motivation, felt out of sync, or watched opportunities drift away, pause and ask yourself, what color was I wearing? Let this question be your quiet reflection as you move into the next week. Am I unknowingly dressing in colors that block my fortune? If you want to lock the door on bad luck and invite a smoother flow of abundance and aligned connections, then seal that intention with this sacred phrase. Let it echo clearly, for yourself and for the universe to witness. I release the colors that block my luck. Just one short sentence, but write it with consciousness, with your heart fully present, knowing this isn't about clothing style. It's about resetting the frequency of your fate. And if you're still hearing these whispers right now, I believe deep within you, a part of your soul has truly resonated. Not just because of the colors, not just because of astrology or fate, but because of awakening. You've begun to realize everything happening around you is a signal, and you have the power to choose how to respond to the universe. Maybe in the past, you've picked your clothes unconsciously. Maybe you brushed past moments you dismissed as just coincidence. But today, you understand even the smallest choices can open a door, or quietly close one. If this video has stirred something within you, if a small beam of light has found its way into some hidden corner of your soul, then know this. You didn't just watch a video. You just completed an energy ritual. You've activated a new frequency. And now, I invite you to leave your mark here, like a cosmic signature that confirms your transformation. I choose the right color to unlock my destiny. Or simply, I'm ready to receive my luck. You'll notice once you write that, the synchronicities begin. And if this video hit the right frequency for you, tap, like, subscribe, so you never miss the next signal the universe sends. And please, share this video with a Sagittarius friend, because they might be standing right at the doorway of destiny and not even know it. And lastly, don't just listen. Live it, act on it. Choose a new color to wear tomorrow. And remember, you're not alone. You are a vital piece of this grand cosmic map. I'll see you in the next video where we'll continue decoding even deeper layers of astrology and guiding you toward the light. I am the one who knocks, but you are the one holding the key. Hello, Sagittarius, and may your arrow always burn bright.